Ah, interested in buying Humankind, are you? Well, let me give you a little breakdown of what it is, what my experiences are, and what I like about it. First of all, what is Humankind? Humankind is a 4X strategy game developed by Amplitude Studios, and it was released in August of 2021. If the name Amplitude Studios sounds familiar, it's because they also developed games such as Endless Legend, Endless Space, and Endless Dungeon. Humankind has a heavy emphasis on culture and encourages you to rewrite history as you mix and match different historical civilizations to make the perfect timeline. So let me start off with the good things. What's great about Humankind? Well, for starters, the UI and menu are super sleek and easy to navigate. Now, this may not seem like a big deal, but a game with a bad UI can instantly put you off from playing it. I'm also a big fan of the early exploration. Right off the bat, you're introduced to new movement and progression mechanics that give you access to your very first cultures. Super fun and interesting.
Come on down to the Neolithic era. We've got everything you could ever need. We've got angry boys, friendly boys, woolly boys, all of these cool sticks. Tired of having a silly, underdeveloped brain? Go ahead and sharpen these rocks and kill your enemies, or kill your friends. So come on down to the Neolithic era. You'll barely make it out alive. Rock salt separate.
Let's talk about combat. I love the combat system that lets you play out more interesting battles instead of the way that Civilization 6 does it. Single units attacking single units, it can get a little boring. With Humankind, you have the ability to do large-scale battles with multiple units in one confined battle. Once you're done throwing stones and stabbing with sticks in the Neolithic era, you'll start to explore more land and meet new people. New people means relations and diplomacy. How does diplomacy work in Humankind, you ask? Well, I'll be honest with you. Not really super sure myself. The relations menu can get a little overwhelming at times, and I would have liked a little bit more description in the tooltips, but after a couple of playthroughs, you sort of get the hang of it. Although I wouldn't put too much weight on these treaties if I were you. In my experience, they can be somewhat inconsequential. Through multiple playthroughs, I would have an AI propose a treaty to me for non-aggression, only to have them break it 5 turns later. Didn't really understand that. Maybe you say to yourself, okay, that's fine, I'm not huge on diplomacy. Maybe I'll just seclude myself. I'll go build a city in the wastelands where no one can bother me. Well, someone will bother you. You see, Humankind, much like Civilization 6 has barbarians, they have independent peoples. And they will mess you up. I'm serious. Don't play around with these guys. I cannot tell you how many games I had to restart because I thought I was just casually building my farms like a good little boy, and then all of a sudden 4 chariots just came streaming down the streets to kick my ass. When it comes to independent peoples, this is all you need to know. If their symbol looks like this, do your best to appease them. Spend gold and influence to try and get them on your side, and hopefully they'll become a vassal of your state. If their symbol looks like this, you might have less to worry about. It means they're generally peaceful, but you do have to worry about them being influenced by other states and then very quickly becoming conquered. Bottom line is, when you see independent peoples, be on your guard. Now let's have a quick chat on some of the things I don't really like that much about Humankind. For starters, the AI is strange, and by that, I don't just mean the weird treaty breaking from earlier. I mean that AI during battles can be quite strange. It always appears to be bad for me as a player, but strong for the computer. You can very quickly end up losing many battles that you think you would be either even with or win if you just hit automatic battle for each interaction. The AI has a tendency to retreat when they shouldn't, instead of just focusing down single units to sway the fight in your favor. I cannot tell you how many times I've lost battles I thought I was confidently entering, being like, ha, you're about to get smashed into the ground, just to have all of my troops, one by one, get gutted. Another gripe that I would have is that the mid to late game starts to become very monotonous. And that's okay. It is a 4X game after all. It's sort of to be expected. There's a very specific rhythm that one would encounter in a 4X game. Once you have your towns established and all of the territory has been gobbled up by each faction, it's just coming down to producing buildings, districts, and troops. And every now and then a war will pop up, or you incite some trade. Just something to keep you interested. But it starts to become less interesting. There's also a very steep learning curve, which, again, not surprising. This is a 4X game. It's to be expected. But I would definitely say that having played other games in the 4X genre certainly made this a lot easier. If I were a beginner to the genre, I feel I may be overwhelmed quite quickly. To say it bluntly, this is not a brand new innovation on the 4X genre, but it's certainly a new flavor to what we're used to with games like Civilization 6. This game has tons of character. It's so quaint, it's beautiful to look at. I love the cinematics each time, but I'm not too sure how long I'll keep playing it. I'm not sure if I'll put in the hundreds of hours that I have with other games. So to answer the question, should you buy Humankind? Well, maybe. If you're a diehard 4X fan, you'll love this. You'll find some of the new mechanics very interesting, and you'll see a lot of improvements on old mechanics that felt clunky. But in the long term, it may not be worth the money. If you're super bored and you've got $50 to spend, go for it. But I would suggest, at the very least, waiting for a sale if you're gonna get it. Or if you want, you can play it like I did. It's on Xbox Game Pass for PC right now. You only pay $9.99 a month and you have access to a huge library of games. I'm certainly happy that I got access to Humankind through the Game Pass instead of buying it, because I would feel some semblance of buyer's remorse if I had to spend the entire amount on it. I hope this video helped you understand what Humankind is about on a very base level, without going into all of the intricacies of each menu and each mechanic, and giving you an idea on whether or not you might enjoy it. If there's anything you think I missed or got wrong, please put it down in the comments and I'll try to do better next time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and give me a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day. Covert. Oh, train. Oh, shit.
Oh no. Dude, that was so unfortunate.
Oh no. You know, some would say that it's extremely predictable